Alright, so I ran this little contest, and so I'm going to do my drawing. I thought I would go through and answer these questions real quick. If I happen to answer a question that wasn't on my questions list, I'm sorry. There were a lot of these questions I had doubled up on, but I think I know what the questions are because I've read the responses and seen a couple of videos on it. But number one was, if you had to choose between Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, X-Men, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman to be gone forever tomorrow, never coming back, who would it be? I would pick Fantastic Four, even though they're one of my favorite comic book teams ever. I would choose them because I think that the current incarnation of Fantastic Four, due to the dispute with Fox and everything, that the last year and a half at least of Fantastic Four has been Marvel trying to figure out a way to kill the Fantastic Four, and it has really hurt my feelings as a longtime fan, and I would really just be happy if it was just over and done with. And then they could come back and be named something else, maybe the Fantastic Three, and do away with Reed and Sue, and they can go off and live happily ever after. But or you could do a Future Foundation comic, something, I don't know. But what was the first hero that you picked up a book following that? I said in my contest video that I thought that it was Fantastic Four. I still believe it was Fantastic Four. I believe it was 223. But also I picked up a lot of Daredevil and a lot of Spider-Man around the same time, because the store rack that I bought my comics off of whenever I was growing up, they only carried Marvel comics, so I didn't have the choice of Batman or Superman or any of the DC titles. My choice were all Marvel, and then some offshoot companies from Marvel. Like, I started reading Gru. Gru is the first comic that I got from an issue 1, and continued to collect for a long time. Rolling Stones or the Beatles? Pick the Beatles. I think they're all genius. I think that they got out while the getting was good, and weren't sad versions of themselves later on. Number 4, is it a villain that makes a hero, or a hero that makes a villain? I think it's a villain that makes a hero, because without villains there would be no use for crime fighters. And most all of my favorite characters are villains. I don't know. Almost all my characters are villains. If you had a superpower, what would it be? Some kind of manipulation of liquid. Any kind of liquid I would be able to manipulate. I kind of like Mira in Aquaman, the way that she can manipulate water and such, but I don't want to be limited, just limited to water. Also, there is an episode of Supernatural where a guy can manipulate milk, and I thought that was pretty sweet. But I'd like to be able to do like mercury and maybe like liquid metals or things like that, any kind of liquid. Godzilla or Mothra? Godzilla for sure. Mothra can fly, but Godzilla can get away with destroying a whole town and then kind of still being a hero, which I always thought was kind of funny. What's more important, an inker or a colorist? I think they're both equally important, but I'm huge on black and white comics, although I have noticed here lately, because of something that I read the other day that was showing what I thought were watercolors, but apparently were comics done with just a colorist and inking removed, and that was pretty cool too. But I would choose an inker. Red or Yellow Lantern? I would choose Yellow because Sinestro is one of my favorite villains. Joker or Magneto? I like them both, but I would choose Joker because of the fact that I like Killing Joke, Brian Azzarello's Joker, any of the old Joker strips. Cesar Romero was one of my favorite characters on the old Batman series, although I like Burgess Meredith's Penguin too, and I'm a huge Penguin fan. Who's the best female character in comics? I guess this means outside of Wonder Woman. I would probably say that right now, my favorite character for the last while has been Barbara Gordon in her different incarnations. I like all of them, but I really like Sue Richards, and so I mean I guess Sue Richards would be my answer, but currently Barbara Gordon would definitely be my answer. Fight between Gru and Conan, who would win and how would it go down? Well, Gru never loses a fight because he bumbles into things. Conan relies on his skill to win, and so if it came down to it, they would probably fight on the edge of a lava pit, and Gru would accidentally knock down a tree, hitting Conan, knocking him into the volcano, and the fight would be over. But anyway. I really appreciate everybody that entered the contest. It's given me a chance to go out and look at a lot of sites that I wouldn't have really been turned on to. Some people that I would have liked to have entered that I didn't see. I like Marcy's Little Show. That was really good. I like T-Rex. Her show's really good. Oh man, something with book in the title. I can't remember off the top of my head. Also a female that I really liked. Mr. J, I was already subscribed to his show, so I didn't really find it. But you know, everybody that's subscribed to me in the last week or two, I've gone out and watched your channels, and I've really enjoyed it. Also, you know, props to Sleepy Reader and such for mentioning me in one of his videos and getting some people over here. I really value Sleepy's opinion on things. We share a lot of common opinions, and I think maybe he has a little more knowledge on things than I do. So you know, I think that's one of the great things that I've seen on YouTube, is that you can constantly learn from people by watching their stuff and just how good they are. You know, Oddfellow Thoughts. Oddfellow reads a lot of comics that I do that I don't see anybody else really reading, which is sweet, because so often, you know, like here, I've got a real small comic shop. Not a lot of people read the comics I do, so it's really nice to see people that enjoy the same books I do, so that I know that I'm not just a crazy person hoarding comics. But anyway, I got all my names in a hat here for who won, and how better to do it than a camouflage hat drawing in Arkansas. But let's see here, we got, what did we get? Oh, we got Sleepy. And anyway, so I can't believe I picked Sleepy, and I only had Sleepy in there once. I think somehow that somebody snuck in some extra votes. But anyway, thanks everybody that entered. Thanks Magna Comics. Thanks Collector's Edge. Thanks to Comic Book Estate. Thanks to JL Rinkpro. Y'all look up his Mr. J's Geek Corner. That's one of my favorite things to watch each week. He posts really regular. I like the way that he is so passionate about what it is that he's saying. I can't say that I agree with about half of what he says. The man is passionate, and so he sways me a little bit. But anyway, like I said, you know, thanks everybody that entered. Sorry you didn't win. Pretty much going to be running a contest on the back of this one, so throw in some more entries on that, and you know, we'll get it done then. Alright, well, I'm going to get off here and read those DC comics that I said I was going to read.